So guys, take a look at the moment an EU official scolded on a Nigerian representative over the buying of Christians and the menace of terrorism happening currently in Nigeria. This is also coming from the USA. The US is sending a very strong warning to the Tinubu's government that if anything happens to Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo, like you can see here, it says US will hold Nigerian government responsible if anything happens to Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo. That's coming from the US. If anything happens to that man, that the US is not going to allow the Tinubu's government to breathe. Don't forget that Canada is also on the same page with the United States. Like you can see, Canada joins US to condemn alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. So guys, a whole lot has been happening in Nigeria recently. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at these videos and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Take a look.
Abuja, the central government and the protection in the capital city to check what is going on the ground. So don't give us these speeches. This is going on for a few years. We had resolutions here. We asked Commission to finally start doing their job, and you're not doing your job. And the recent kidnapping of 300 school children from Catholic school in Nigeria is a brutal reminder that these groups operate as though they are above the law.
My dear, these people, these terrorists are above the law. They are in the government and they are part of government. That's why government is not doing anything, to salvage the situation. We are doomed.
So the history will judge us upon the actions that we are taking here. Thank you.
That Matthew Aya, on the other hand, was tragically shot on Friday, September 19th, 2025, by yet to be identified individuals on his way back to his parish after a pastoral assignment. The diocese stated that security personnel are investigating Father Aya's death, and no individual or group has claimed responsibility. Well, on Wednesday, Zagazola Makama reported that their deaths were linked to IPOB and ESN attacks. Now, the diocese is stating that one priest died from natural causes after 13 years of illness, while the other was killed by unknown gunmen still under investigation. Although security agencies claim that the ESN group claimed responsibility for the crime. We took the story yesterday and we highlighted the report from Zagazola Makama, which is, an analyst group in the Lake Chad region that have been, doing very well with their reporting, especially on terrorism, kidnapping. They, share a lot of videos. They actually go into the forest to, give us these detailed reports. Now we're hearing from the Nsukka Diocese, and, we also got information from the security forces saying that, ESN had claimed responsibility for the death. But we're yet to see. We'll continue to follow up on the story to see really where the story lies.
Very importantly, we also need to see the videos of where ESN claimed the responsibility of buying of those priests. It's possible. We used to see where the Fulanis will buy people and they'll claim responsibility making videos. Let us see, because in Nigeria anything can happen. You can even see some people disguise themselves as ESN to come and claim that this is what we did, claimed responsibility so that, people that did not do anything can be indicted. I'm not saying that whether ESN is good or whether they are bad, but in Nigeria, we all know that anything can happen as we continue watching.
Well, in another development, Apostle Michael Olowokiri, in a post on X, raised alarm about the arrest of evangelist Daniel Ukpo, the pastor who posted a video about a Nasarawa church crusade that was allegedly stormed by herdsmen on Monday. However, in a twist of events, Evangelist Ukpo, in a new video, claimed that he was never arrested, nor did herdsmen ever invade his crusade. Apostle Olowokere had claimed that Evangelist Ukpo was arrested by the Nigerian police force after releasing the video detailing the incident, and berated the federal government for allowing terrorists to openly post videos on social media while facing no repercussions. Let's take a look.
I have just been rightly informed that Evangelist Daniel Ukpo have been arrested by the Nigerian police force because of the video he posted about the incident that happened in the community in Nasarawa State. in Nasarawa State, where he was holding a crusade, where he was part of a team in a crusade, and then the Fulani herdsmen attacked that community. I've watched that video, I saw that video, and that video was real. It was legit. There was no photoshopping, there was no any kind of AI mixture. It was real. The situation was real. And the man of God only reported what was happening at that time. And because of this, the Nigerian police have arrested him. You see, we have become a useless society. This is what the Nigerian state has become. The bandits, terrorists, every day are on TikTok. They are on TikTok doing videos. They are on TikTok sharing money, doing giveaway. They are TikTok giving updates on their location, doing things as though they are free. These are people that are causing mayhem, that are causing destruction of lives and properties every single day, causing pain to family. But not one have you gone to arrest. You have not seen those ones. You cannot be watching terrorists and bandits and criminals, people that are causing problems to Nigerians every single day, having a few days. They make calls, they are on TikTok doing everything on social media. Not one of them have been arrested, but a man of God only gave an update on a situation where Fulani jihadists, Fulani terrorists attacked the community, and the man showed the video, and you are quick to go and arrest him. We will not tolerate this. I call on every man of God, Inspector General of Police, we demand the release of Evangelist Ukpo.
Well, the Nasarawa State Police Command, in a post on X, stated that no herdsmen attack occurred anywhere in Nasarawa State, and that the published reports, including the video in circulation, do not reflect the true situation in Agboda community. Olowokere stated on X that Evangelist Ukpo's brother had reached out to him on Facebook asking him to delete the video, claiming that Ukpo was detained, but he declined. Olowokere went further to suggest that Ukpo was being manipulated and coerced into making the video denying the incident. However, in a separate post from an X account called Rural Evangelist, Daniel Ukpo's wife, Elizabeth Ukpo, reportedly confirmed that her husband had been detained.
Are we seeing what is playing here? You know, an evangelist held a crusade and Fulani invaded and there was a chaos. Everybody was running kitikata everywhere, a chaos everywhere. And now he posted the video of the chaos that is all over the social media, and there was an allegedly that he was detained by the police. Police even came out to say that nothing happened, no such a thing happened in Nasarawa State. Okay, fine. Now they claim that they never detained him and they force him to come out and make video that he was never detained and there was never Fulani herdsmen that came to disrupt his crusade. Now the wife now came out telling us that yes, actually my husband was detained. Now, did you see what is playing? Which one are we going to take now? You watching, what do you think as we continue for you to see that what is playing in Nigeria? Are we going to defeat this terrorism with lies and deceit? Are we? As we continue watching.
Well, this is deeply confusing. Now, the question is, what actually happened? Is Ukpo being forced to recant order detention, or was the original attack a false claim? Bimbai, I don't know if you were here when we took the story. Were you here when we took the story? We heard Ukpo, the evangelist, say that, you know, his crusade was invaded. He actually did say there were herdsmen, you know, and all of that. And that video went viral. Now we are hearing from the Nasarawa State Police Command saying that this incident did not happen in Nasarawa State. And we also saw a video of Evangelist Ukpo saying that, you know, this is a false claim, nothing happened, he was never arrested, and his crusade was never invaded. But we saw the video and people were running. I mean, your thoughts?
There were chaotic scenes in that video. There were chaotic scenes. And, you know, the response from the police is concerning because I wish they had acknowledged that there was a chaotic incident. Even if they are saying that they are debunking that it was herders, but we can see that there was some sort of commotion that transpired there. So, well, it's unfortunate because, you know, it's his word against theirs, but we have the video. We have the video, and there was commotion. There was something happening and there. We have him saying there's commotion and concern.
On his crusade.
However, Oji, my concern is that when it comes to Showore, we are able to write to X and Facebook and demand that he take down certain posts that he made because they feel that those posts are inflammatory or insightful. But when it comes to bandits on TikTok, we are unable to write to TikTok to say, can give us the details of these people, because they're most likely using VPNs, so you can't really track them directly like that. But what you can do is you can write to the platform, and the platform has all IP addresses. They have, the technology exists. Beyond that, cell phone towers, they're using network. They're not, operating in some sort of alternate universe. If they're not using our own cell phone providers here, then even if they're using Starlink, we can still write to Starlink. So my point is that there are ways to tackle, trace all of these people, but for some reason our energy is not being deployed in doing so.
Yeah, because the pastor made that point, that we are seeing these bandits. I have videos, I get sent videos by my producer of these bandits, terrorists, posting and, showing up with money and all of that. Why is it that the security agencies don't go after those people, but quickly go after, a Showore or one of those sort of, your thoughts on this story before I move to the next one?
I think the reason why they do so is because it's easier to do that than to tackle the real problem. And it's almost similar to what we were talking about previously with Governor Bago, him talking about peripheral issues when you should be talking about the main issue. And I think that in this instance, this is another example of doing the easiest thing, which is trying to stifle the speaking out or punishing people. And it sets a really dangerous precedent, because you would think that he would be commended for putting his own life at risk and making sure that there is proof that something has happened in our community. You can see all of the people running around. You can see people on motorcycles. Everyone is scared. Okay, let's put this on the internet. Let's record this. Let's share this with the world. Share this with our local communities. Share this with the police. And for that to be the reason why he is apprehended, and then all of a sudden we're now hearing him say that, oh, actually that didn't happen, or I did this. It stinks from top to bottom. It does appear as though he is being coerced into changing his testimony, and it's unfair. And like I say, it sets a very dangerous example, because the next time something like this happens, someone will feel reluctant to share what is happening in their backyard, because it seems as though we have set a precedent that the witness is the criminal. And that shouldn't be the case ever.
Well said, well said. Meanwhile, in Edo State, a shocking new video has surfaced online showing a husband and his pregnant wife being held at gunpoint by terrorists in the middle of a forest. The video was posted on Thursday by activists harassing Gwaminishu. In the video, the terrified couple appealed to the public for help, saying that their kidnappers are demanding 50 million naira, but that their families are not able to raise the money and are only able to raise 7 million naira. Some viewers might find this video distressing. Viewer discretion is advised.
In life, there's no sitting.
Let's take a look.
My wife get belle, they want to put her. I beg, me na help us. No, only 7 million of family of feelings. I beg, me na help us. No, na help us. They say na 15 million in the fire. No, help us. No, na help us.
This is where my brother and his wife were kidnapped last night. The both of them, around the hours of 7 to 8. He was coming back from town yesterday in his house when they kidnapped him and his wife. According to somebody that was at home, he said he saw Fulani men taking them inside the bush. This is the bush where he was taken into. This is the place where we saw their footprints. Our younger brother that was at home yesterday, he saw them. So he was the one that called us. Before we got to the environment, they were already gone.
Well, this is the latest in a number of kidnappings for ransom that we have seen from Edo State. We have not yet seen a statement from, the governor of the state, Monday Okpebolo, or from the Edo State Police Command. But Gwaminishu has said that he has, alerted the federal and state government to act swiftly on their behalf. We have seen videos from this activist, harassing Gwaminishu, who's been doing a fantastic job helping to rescue our kidnapped victims. Now we are seeing these vulnerable people, you know, being kidnapped. In Niger State, there was a pregnant woman kidnapped. Now we are seeing these people in the forest. He's there crying, saying they are demanding 50 million naira. You saw where they live. Where are they going to get 50 million naira from? And you know, the Senate have been pushing. I believe Adam Soshomole recently said that this kidnapping thing is a money-making venture that we really need special forces to tackle.
Absolutely. Gosh, OG, you know, it almost feels like we regurgitate the same thing over and over again, because again, there's still emphasis on the subnational here, which is that there's a level, the governors are not 100% helpless in their own security situations. I always give the example of Enugu State, who have gone and put CCTV across the whole state. From the moment you enter the state, there's cameras on you, there's facial recognition, there's, you know, it's AI driven and so forth. So it's time for other states to use their security votes, to start to use technology. Now, I know that Edo State used to have a very highly sophisticated security infrastructure, but unfortunately we also have the problem of changing governments, that sometimes the baton doesn't get passed on to the next government, especially if it's one party to a different party. From the time that the governor of Edo State came into office, you remember there's been a number of security incidents, and that time the concern was that they were said to be hunters who were moving out of the state, and that unfortunate incident with the vigilantes happening. So now here, where we are having a movement of various groups of people, it's very important for a state to be able to recognize when people enter the state, whether they are harmful or they are harmless. And as I summarize technology again, these people are uploading videos. They're uploading videos. When the army was accused of posting a video, a picture that was old to report a new development, they brought out the metadata of that picture and they said, look, this is the data of this image. So the army is capable. They're capable. So why are we not doing it? So I just need a push in the right direction, because I believe the things we need to achieve this, they're readily available, but we need a push in the right direction.
Yes, I mean, we are, you know, I thought it was important to highlight this story also for a response from the Edo State government. This is the second sort of abduction that has happened within maybe 2 months, but we would like to get a response from the Edo State government on what they are doing with this story. And also, you know, kudos again to Harrison Gwamenishu. He's been working with security forces. We also implore for the Edo State government to, you know, work with this young man who's had his technology advancement in rescuing people in the forest. Well, we pray for them to return.
We all have that one friend that tends to overdo things. For example, look at Alimat and Uju.
So guys, let me show you how Nigerians are reacting after an EU official was seen scolding at a Nigerian representative, saying they treat terrorists in Nigeria as if they are above the law. And this person here reacted and said, of course they are above the law when terrorists are pampered and negotiated with. What else do you call that? That they are above the law, because we've not seen prosecution in Nigeria. And this other person here said, yes, Nigeria defense minister who said bomb cannot penetrate inside the forest where the terrorist camp is located. That's his excuse. These are terrorist sponsors in Nigeria government. So guys, it will shock you to know that the defense minister came out to say that these terrorists cannot be reached, that where they are, bomb cannot penetrate it. You can imagine all these people are Fulanis. The NSA, you know, the National Security Advisor is Ribadu. He is a Fulani man. The defense minister is a Fulani man. The state defense, that's Metawale, is a Fulani man. All of them are Fulanis. They are the ones seeing to the issues of security, and possibly they are the ones painting the wrong picture to Tinubu. Now take a look at the moment he said it. This headline here says, Minister of Defense Mohammed Badaru Abubakar has highlighted the risk of bombing bandits hideouts, saying some of them are located in forests that bombs cannot penetrate. So guys, this is the problem, and now EU is daring them to their faces, you know, telling the Nigerian government officials that why is it that they pamper terrorists as as if they're above the law. We don't see prosecution. We don't see Nnamdi Kanu was the first to be sentenced. We don't see anybody really being prosecuted, you know, since the days of Buhari, since the days of APC. Anyway, guys, let me allow you to take a look at these videos and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Crime. The pastor made the comments while speaking on live television on Thursday, comparing NYSC to Israel's mandatory service system, saying that their army is comprised of mostly 18 to 22-year-olds. Have you ever heard this? Well, this is, you know, a controversial proposal. President Tinubu had earlier approved the use of NYSC camps at temporary training grounds for emergency police recruitment. But, you know, this pastor is going further, essentially calling for the militarization of National Youth Service Corps. Now, the question is, should Nigeria turn its one-year civic service program into military training, or will this put unarmed young graduates in harm's way while, you know, serving their country? In that same interview, the pastor also called on the public to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying, we have a leadership who wants to make things work. Vimbai, NYSC, I'm sure you haven't, you know, experienced that in Nigeria, but it's a one-year civic program. And now, I mean, I don't think that it is quite unique, because I believe I saw a story in France
yes,
as well,
yes,
where, you know, Emmanuel Macron is
yes,
also trying to have
voluntary.
But now this man is proposing NYSC,
well,
militarizing it as well.
Where do we begin? I think we begin by making the point that NYSC was created to promote pan-Nigerianism.
Yes.
It was an initiative that was to get Nigerians to become more broader in their outlook of the nation. So if I am from Cross River State, they'll post me to Zamfara. If I am from Kebbi State, they'll post me to Delta State, so that we can understand our country better and have better sensitivities of our fellow countrymen. So I think it's important to note that, and that is what it was created for. To now add a military dimension to that is concerning for a number of reasons. Number one, NYSC covers a broad number of industries. People are stationed with different kinds of companies and organizations and so forth, and it contributes to the churning out of professionals into our economy. We have NYSC, what are they? Corpers. Yes, the word that escaped my mind. We have corpers here at Arise. You have corpers all around. And we have to remember that, yes, while there is a state of emergency on security, the economy still needs to function. We still have to remember that there's tomorrow, and we need to continue to develop talent. We need to continue to uphold our economy so that there can be a tomorrow to fight for. Now, the other thing about some of these youth services, we also had it in Zimbabwe at some point. They were called green bombers. Horrible, because they were used for election violence. And this is the issue. Once you have young people who are relatively naive, starting out in life, it's also easy for these movements or these initiatives to get hijacked for the wrong reasons. Whereas these are young people with potential who should be pursuing their careers, pursuing their dreams. We should be investing in them to do better and to be better. But in essence, you end up with a poorly trained extra force that's not really contributing to the end of insurgency. Let's take those resources. Let's train those, because those 11,000 plus police officers are going to need to be retrained. As Dr. Bati will say, they've been carrying Madame's handbag for a while. So they're going to need to be retrained. Let's look at police welfare as a whole.